All right, so get this. We're going deep, deep into India, but not the usual touristy stuff.
No Taj Mahal for us.
Exactly. We're talking about the real cultural gems, hidden stuff most people don't even know about. Think Kerala, Sikkim, Uttarakhand.
Each one, totally different vibe, like 3 countries in one. It's going to be wild.
We've been digging through articles, research, even some firsthand accounts, really trying to get under the skin of these places.
Ready to dive in.
Absolutely. Let's start with Kerala. God's own country, they call it.
Lush landscapes, ancient traditions, yeah.
Ayurveda is huge there, right?
Oh, yeah. Way more than just spa treatments. Like, it's woven into everyday life, diets, healthcare, even just how they approach their day.
Fascinating. Okay, and then there's this intense ritual dance where performers actually embody deities. Like, wow.
It's a full-on sensory experience. The costumes, the music, the energy. It's meant to create this feeling of awe, connection to the divine.
Definitely adding that to the must-see list. And get this, Kerala was the first place in the world to democratically elect a communist government back in, 1957.
Yeah, it's a pretty remarkable piece of history. And speaking of remarkable, we got to talk about the food. Our notes mention something called sadhya.
Oh, yeah, sadhya. It's not just a meal, it's an event. Picture this. A banana leaf piled high with all sorts of deliciousness. Rice, vegetable curries, pickles, papadums, sweets. It's a vegetarian feast, off the charts.
A true celebration of Kerala's culinary heritage. And for something a bit more everyday, there's pottu and kadala curry.
Steamed rice cake with a spicy black chickpea curry. Sounds amazing.
Classic Kerala breakfast.
Yeah.
And to wash it all down, you got to try toddy, or kalu, as they call it locally.
Okay, toddy. Fermented drink made from coconut palm sap, right?
Pretty potent stuff with a unique sweet and sour taste. Definitely for the adventurous.
Small sips, I'm thinking. Oh, and we found this slang phrase, sadhanam kailundo.
Haha, that's a good one. It basically means, do you have the stuff? And it comes from a Malayalam movie. Just shows how pop culture sneaks into everyday language.
Love those little details. All right, ready for the Himalayas.
Let's do it. Sikkim, here we come. Mountains, glaciers, and this mix of Nepali, Bhutia, and Lepcha cultures, it's something else.
I bet it's visually stunning. Our research mentioned prayer flags all over the place, monasteries perched on cliffs. It feels spiritual just from the pictures.
Spirituality is definitely intertwined with the landscape there. Buddhism plays a huge role in Sikkim's culture. You see it everywhere, from the architecture to the festivals to just the rhythm of daily life.
And each community has its own unique style, right? We saw descriptions of the Lepchas, their dumvam for men and tago for women, the Bhutias with their baku robes.
Right, and the Nepalese in their Daura Surwal for men, Gunducholo for women. It's a beautiful tapestry, that's for sure.
The Bumtu festival caught my eye. They open a sacred water pot at Tashiting Monastery, and the water level predicts the year's fortune.
Powerful tradition, linking the spiritual with everyday life, predicting harvests, that kind of thing.
Super interesting. And then there's the music scene in Sikkim.
Oh yeah, it's super diverse. Buddhist chants, Nepali folk songs, and then this thriving rock and metal scene. You wouldn't believe it. There's this band, Girish and the Chronicles. They're actually getting pretty big internationally.
Awesome. We've got to check them out. And of course, no exploration is complete without talking food.
In Sikkim, you absolutely have to try momos.
The dumplings, right?
Oh.
What kind of fillings do they have?
All kinds. From traditional yak meat to vegetarian ones with cabbage and cheese. And then there's tongba.
Okay, tongba. That one sounds new. What is it?
Fermented millet drink, served hot in a bamboo tankard. You keep adding hot water to the millet so it evolves as you drink it. Really unique.
Wow, that's going on the list. Hey, I'm feeling adventurous, ready for our final stop.
Uttarakhand, the land of the gods, they call it, where spirituality and adventure come together in some pretty unexpected ways.
Speaking of unexpected, we found this festival called the Bagwall Festival.
Ah, yeah, the Bagwall. It's basically a giant stone-throwing battle, part of a festival.
Wait, what? A stone-throwing battle? Seriously?
Shukali, it happens at the Devadura temple, thought to be a reenactment of a battle between deities. Don't worry, they have rules, so it doesn't get too crazy.
Stone-throwing with rules. That's a new one. Okay, so Uttarakhand is definitely not messing around. We also have the Ramen Festival on our list. It's in Garhwal, and it's even recognized by UNESCO.
Oh, yeah. The Ramen Festival is amazing. It's all about traditional mask dances, really vibrant and colorful.
Those masks are incredible, aren't they? Each one tells a story. They depict figures from Hindu mythology.
And the dances are mesmerizing. They bring those ancient tales to life. Every movement has a meaning.
It's amazing how those traditions are passed down through generations, keeping those stories and that culture alive. Speaking of traditions, what about Jagar singing?
Ah, Jagar. It's more than just singing. It's a spiritual ritual. Imagine a dimly lit room, oil lamps flickering, and a singer calling upon local deities, telling epic tales, all while in a trance-like state.
Wow, that sounds pretty intense. And our research mentioned that Jagar singers are super respected in the community.
Absolutely. It's believed their performances have power to heal, protect, connect people to the spirit world. It's a really powerful blend of music, spirituality, and folklore.
It really highlights the importance of spirituality in Uttarakhand, the idea that the line between the physical and spiritual world is kind of blurred. And then, of course, there's the Ganges River, so sacred to Hindus.
Right, Haridwar and Rishikesh, these holy cities right on the Ganges. The Ganga Aarti, the evening ritual of offering light to the river.
It's so beautiful, the chanting, the bells, those oil lamps reflected on the water. Really powerful.
And then, Rishikesh is also known as the yoga capital of the world. It draws people from all over.
Like a pilgrimage for yogis.
Exactly. You've got ashrams and yoga schools everywhere, teaching every style you can imagine, from traditional hatha to the more modern stuff. It's a place to really immerse yourself in the world of yoga.
So Uttarakhand is like this amazing blend of adventure and spirituality.
Yeah.
Wild festivals, peaceful yoga retreats. It's got it all.
It really does. And let's not forget about the food.
Oh, right. Our notes mentioned Uttarakhand cuisine. What are some of the must-try dishes?
Aloo ki gutke, for sure. It's a spicy potato dish, really popular there.
Spicy potatoes, count me in. What else?
And for the more adventurous, there's banki chutney.
Hold on, banki chutney. Isn't banki?
Yep, made with hemp seeds. Traditional chutney with a bit of a reputation, let's say.
Okay, that's going on my try with caution list. Anything else we should know about Uttarakhand before we move on?
You know what really struck me? The contrast. On one hand, you've got Rishikesh, this peaceful yoga hub, but then it's also a haven for adventure sports.
Really? What kind of adventure sports are we talking about?
Whitewater rafting, trekking, even bungee jumping. It's a place where you can push your limits physically, but also find inner peace.
So cool. So we've got these three incredible states, each so different, each offering something special, but we've barely scratched the surface, right?
Oh yeah, just getting started. There are so many more hidden gems and stories to uncover.
Well, luckily for our listener, we've got a lot more to share. In part 2 of this deep dive, we're going even deeper, revealing more of those hidden gems and unexpected stories that make Kerala, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand truly unforgettable destinations.
Welcome back to our journey through Kerala, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand.
We've covered so much ground already, but I have a feeling we've only just scratched the surface.
Oh, absolutely. There are tons of fascinating details and stories waiting to be uncovered.
I'm all ears.
Let's go back to Kerala for a second. We talked about the Zam, but there's another festival that deserves a spot on our radar. Thrissur Puram. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah, Thrissur Puram. I've seen pictures. It's like this explosion of color and sound. Those elaborately decorated elephants are insane.
It's a sight to behold, that's for sure. And speaking of visual wonders, we have to talk about Kerala's backwaters.
Ah, the backwaters. They look so serene and peaceful, like a different world. Our research mentioned Alappuzha, Aleppi, as the place to be for that experience.
Alappuzha is definitely a great starting point. Imagine cruising along these tranquil canals surrounded by lush greenery, palm trees swaying in the breeze.
I can practically feel the stress melting away just thinking about it. And you can actually stay on traditional houseboats there, right?
Absolutely. They're called ketuvalams, and they're basically floating homes. It's such a unique way to experience the backwaters.
Okay, that's going straight to the top of my travel bucket list. But we can't forget about the coastline either. Kovalam and Varkala were mentioned in our research as must-visit beaches.
Kovalam's been popular for a while, known for those crescent-shaped beaches and Ayurvedic resorts. Varkala's got more of a laid-back bohemian vibe.
And Varkala sits atop these dramatic red cliffs overlooking the Arabian Sea, right? It's also a pilgrimage site with the ancient Janardana Swami temple right on the clifftop.
Exactly. Varkala's got this really interesting blend of spirituality and natural beauty.
It's incredible how much diversity is packed into one state. All right, let's journey back to the Himalayas. What else do we got for Sikkim?
We touched on the mix of Nepali, Bhutia, and Lepcha cultures, but there's one event that really highlights that fusion: Lusar.
Losar, the Tibetan New Year. I remember reading about the vibrant celebrations, those traditional dances, the feasts that bring the communities together.
It's a joyous time, all about fresh starts and looking ahead, a real sense of renewal.
And didn't Sikkim also have its own unique New Year festival? Lusun, I think it was called.
You got it. Lusoon celebrated with cham dances. Those are these mesmerizing masked dances performed by monks.
I actually saw some videos of those dances. They're so intricate and colorful.
And they're not just entertainment. These cham dances are deeply spiritual, you know. They depict stories from Buddhist scriptures and folklore. Every gesture, every movement has meaning.
Wow, that's amazing. I can only imagine the skill and dedication it takes to master those dances. Speaking of dedication, I was really impressed by Sikkim's commitment to environmental conservation.
Absolutely. Sikkim is actually the first fully organic state in India. They've banned chemical pesticides and fertilizers completely.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
It really speaks to their respect for nature. Okay, are we ready for our final stop? Back to Uttarakhand.
Let's delve deeper into the land of the gods, where spirituality and adventure collide.
We talked about the Bagwal Festival, the Ranan Festival, but there's something else I'm really curious about. Jagar singing.
Ah, Jagar. It's a powerful tradition. It's more than just singing, it's a spiritual ritual. Imagine a dimly lit room, oil lamps casting shadows, and a singer calling upon deities telling these epic tales, all while in a trance-like state.
It sounds almost otherworldly. Our research said that Jagar singers are highly respected in their communities.
They are. There's this belief that their performances have a real power to heal, to protect, to connect people to the spirit world.
It's a beautiful blend of music, spirituality, and folklore. It really highlights how, in Uttarakhand, the line between the physical and spiritual world is so often blurred. And that connection to the spiritual is also evident in their reverence for the Ganges River, right?
Absolutely. We talked about Haridwar and Rishikesh, those holy cities along the Ganges, the Ganga Arti, the evening ritual of offering light to the river.
It's such a moving ceremony, the chanting, the bells, the glow of the oil lamps on the water.
And then there's Rishikesh, the yoga capital of the world, drawing in people looking for a deeper spiritual experience.
That's like a pilgrimage site for yoga enthusiasts.
Exactly. You'll find ashrams and yoga schools everywhere you look, teaching every style imaginable. It's a place to truly immerse yourself in the world of yoga.
It's fascinating how Uttarakhand caters to both those seeking tranquility and those seeking adventure. Peaceful yoga retreats on one hand, adrenaline-pumping activities on the other.
It's a unique blend, that's for sure.
So far on our journey, we've cruised through lush backwaters, scaled Himalayan peaks, witnessed ancient rituals. It's been quite an adventure.
It really has. And we've only just begun to explore the incredible diversity of these states.
We've still got more to uncover.
That's right. We have a few more surprises up our sleeves, hidden gems, and unexpected stories that'll really round out our exploration of Kerala, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand.
Well, luckily for our listener, the journey continues. In part 3 of this deep dive, we'll unveil those final hidden gems and unexpected stories. Welcome back to our final deep dive into the cultural heart of Kerala, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand.
We've seen amazing landscapes, ancient rituals, vibrant festivals, even a stone-throwing battle.
Now it's time for those hidden gems, those unexpected stories that really bring these states to life.
Right. Exactly. Let's kick things off with a fascinating fact about Kerala. Did you know it has the highest literacy rate in all of India?
Wow, really? I had no idea it was that high. What's the secret?
It's a bunch of things, actually. Strong emphasis on education, going way back to the early 1900s. Social reform movements, government initiatives, it all adds up. They've made education a priority for everyone, no matter who you are.
That's incredible. Really inspiring to see how investing in education can make such a difference. What other hidden gems do we have?
Okay, let's jump over to Sikkim for a sec. We talked about its stunning natural beauty, but did you know it's home to over 500 species of orchids?
500. Seriously, that's mind-blowing. I knew Sikkim was biodiverse, but that's next level.
It's an orchid lover's paradise. And speaking of unique plants, Sikkim is also the biggest producer of cardamom in India.
So that's where all the good cardamom comes from. Makes sense. Okay, I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Stunning landscapes, vibrant cultures, and this deep connection to nature.
You got it. And Uttarakhand fits perfectly into that theme. We talked about Rishikesh as the yoga capital of the world, but it's got a surprising side too.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, it's not all meditation and spirituality. Rishikesh is a major hub for adventure sports.
No way. Really, I always thought of it as this super chill place.
It is chill, but it also caters to the thrill seekers. Whitewater rafting on the Ganges, trekking the Himalayas, even bungee jumping, you name it.
That's wild. Find your inner zen, then get your heart racing all in the same place. Amazing.
Mm.
Any other hidden gems you want to share before we wrap things up?
Let's circle back to food for a minute. We've talked about some of the signature dishes, but I wanted to highlight a few unique ingredients that really caught my eye.
Okay, I'm always down to try new flavors. Hit me.
In Kerala, look out for dishes featuring coconut. It's like their star ingredient, used in everything: curries, seafood, sweets, you name it.
That makes sense. Kerala and coconuts, it's a classic combo.
Huh.
What about Sikkim? Anything unique there?
In Sikkim, definitely try gundruk and sinki. They're fermented leafy greens, kind of like kimchi, super healthy, and they add this tangy, earthy flavor to dishes.
Fermented greens, huh? I've been into fermented foods lately, so I'll have to check those out. All right, what about Uttarakhand?
Uttarakhand. Keep an eye out for dishes with patki dal. It's a black soybean, a local specialty there, super nutritious, and adds a really nice, earthy flavor to curries and stews.
Patki dal. Okay, I'm writing that down. This whole deep dive has been incredible, from the vibrant colors of Dayam to the spicy flavors of Aluki Gutke, from those serene backwaters in Kerala to the majestic mountains of Sikkim.
It really has been a journey for the senses. We've explored ancient traditions, modern influences, and the incredible diversity that makes each of these states so special.
We uncovered the history of Kerala's communist government, felt the spiritual power of Jagar singing in Uttarakhand, witnessed the amazing blend of cultures in Sikkim.
Hopefully you, our listener, have gained a new appreciation for what India has to offer beyond the usual tourist spots. Kerala, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand. They're places to connect with rich cultures, breathtaking landscapes, and ancient wisdom.
Places where you can challenge yourself physically and spiritually, savor unique flavors, immerse yourself in traditions that have been passed down for generations. It's been an incredible exploration.
And remember, this is just the beginning. There are countless hidden gems and untold stories waiting to be discovered in these incredible corners of India.
So to our listener, go explore. Whether you're drawn to those peaceful backwaters, the majestic mountains, or that spiritual energy, there's an unforgettable experience waiting for you. And until next time, happy travels.